So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. It's Friday, and it's a very exciting day because this is my gateway day. This is the day for me. I always get so excited for Fridays and Saturdays since the challenge is just so real, and I love that very much. And again, as usual, it is the season for Glühwein, and that is what I'm having. A fabulous mulled wine. Any number of recipes available online, but essentially some cloves, stick them in some oranges, or like we use the little bitty, I don't even know what they are. I never can remember what these little bitty oranges are called. Mandarins, yeah, that's it. So, I mean, the mandarins, cloves, some cinnamon sticks, a couple of vanilla beans, and throw in some sloe berries, and I don't know, cardamom, just Christmassy stuff, right? You know, Christmas, Handa, Festa, Kwanzaa, that kind of thing. But it is just fabulous, right? But if you really want to have the real deal, then I suggest looking up like a good Strasbourg French recipe or anything from Bavaria, right? I think it feels like the Germans kind of invented this stuff, like Christmas and Easter, and I don't know, bread and meat and cheese and just, all the good stuff, right? And so, to everyone, happy Friday. It's a little warm. I'm not going to be guzzling this one tonight. So, my name is Christopher. I'm delighted you're here. It's just fabulous. And this is the 1233rd solve on this channel. And tomorrow's a very special day because Her Majesty Queen Sue is going to realize one of her near-term goals with this channel, and that is to see that we have made it to 1234 solves on our channel, and we're really excited about that. I tried to learn how to Sudoku. I think I spelled that right. It just didn't work out for me. So I love math theory, but the practicum is not my thing. That's what we have calculators and Googles for. So our wind down word of the day is autophagus, which I think is fabulous. Now, I switched to one meal a day about 6 years ago or so. Yeah, it's been a while. After about being a month of hangry, you kind of get over it, and then you're pretty used to the one meal a day. But that was in order to gain autophagy, that whole self-eating thing. So anything that can make me sick gets eaten up before it makes me sick. And as a result, I have not been sick in years. But our word, autophagus, is about bread eating. And being that I'm pretty much a strict ketovore, ain't going to be none of that for me. But I do kind of miss it on occasion, especially when we're in Paris and I get to see those croissants. And usually Jerry will go ahead and just order one and I'll have a bite. And it's very pleasurable. After it's just butter and dough, right? I mean, that's all it is, right? So deliciousness. In history today, very monumental. In 1994, the Channel opened and started regular service. And I got to tell you, and it runs from Folkestone, England, over to Calais. And when we go to England, if we're driving to England, we love to take the Dover ferry. We'll get on in Calais, France, and we'll just go across the channel on the ferry. And that takes about an hour and 20 minutes. And you can go up to the lounge, get some stuff, and kind of walk around and see outside. It's kind of nice. Smoke a pipe or whatever. That's always fun. But when we're ready to come back to the continent here in Europe, we're always like, yeah, let's just take the Channel. It's 30 minutes, it's quick, and you just drive right under this thing. I mean, it's just the craziest thing. And if you've not been on the Channel, if you ever get an opportunity to go to the UK or to northern France, just take the Channel. Take your rental car and just get a ticket on the Channel and back. It is a really crazy experience. And so today, our historical birthdays. In 1841, I wish bon anniversaire to Claude Monet, one of my favorite Impressionist painters of all time. But who doesn't love Monet? In 1900, one of my absolute favorite composers of all time, an American composer. In fact, when we saw his name up, I had to pull up Hoedown from Rodeo, and we listened to that while I was taking my copious notes. So happy birthday to Aaron Copland, born in 1900 on this day. And on this day in 1948, His Majesty King Charles III was gifted upon the earth. And happy birthday, Your Majesty. Hope everything is well. Everything's going just super. Let's go ahead and hop into our grid and see what we've got. It's an exciting day for me. It really is. Friday's just a big deal, and I get so excited about them. And tomorrow, that's when I get up thinking, ooh, Saturday puzzle. But Friday, we have a construction by Malaika, Handa, and edited by Will Short. So for November 14th, is it already here? I don't know. But from Northern Bavaria, Germany, let's hop into this grid. See what we got. So, eating plan that attempts to mimic Stone Age conditions, and I guess we're shooting for a paleo diet here. I went more the carnivore route. And I say carnivore, that's pretty much it. Meat, cheese, and eggs. But there are occasions when I like macadamia nuts, so, I'm not strict about anything. And like bell peppers, I like to use them as chips and salsa. Not as much as I like pork rinds, but I do like the bell peppers. Cool in streaming slang. Is this Pog or something? I cannot remember. I don't know. Honeybee genus, and I think that's Avia. Or Avis, I guess. We're probably looking at Apis. It's an apiary. And an apiarist, so a piece. I gotta work that one out in my head. I don't think I've ever considered the genus there. So, but I think a celery unit is a stalk. Fast time. Oh, fast time. Maybe Lent. So unsolved mysteries. I'm gonna go with open cases. We're gonna go with open, not P-pen. P-pen, no. Open, yes. Open cases. Try that. See what we got. Oh, what is this going on here? Fly that causes sleeping sickness. Good. Thank you. I saw that T and that S. I'm like, oh. No, we got tsetse flies. I don't think I've ever really had that much luck in pronouncing that. Tsetse. Tsetse flies? Avengers blank, film in Marvel's Infinity Saga, and I think that's Avengers Endgame. I've seen it. I've seen it advertised. I haven't seen it yet. Somebody named Christopher dropped the whole Disney Hulu thing because of what took place over at ABC, and then I just hadn't gotten around to renewing it. Don't know if I will, and that's kind of a sad thing because now I know how to watch all of the Marvel universe stuff, and I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But if I get rid of something because of a cause, it's very rare that I'm ever gonna go back on that, right? I mean, it's very strange. Initials for the old East Germany, and that would be the DDR. Being one's good, we go with graces here. Last could be a gal. And board game that begins with players choosing college versus career. Even as a child when we played Life, I think I always chose college. Could have been my parents beating it into my head that it was something that I just had to do. I told you, see? But I think I would have done that anyway. Where to set a cocktail garnish. 3 letters. I'm going to assume we're going with the rim. The rim. How to be an book by Ibram X. Kendi. And I think how to be an anti-racist. I haven't read this one, but I've certainly seen it talked about. I don't know what's going on with my typing today. Probably the usual, just jacked up typing. Material for a certain pocket. Whole bunch. Well, the only thing I could think of with an I there would be a pita. Let's try it. Pita. Pita. A pita. Bit on a bun. Whoa, that's a very strange collection of letters there, but I think these may be sesame seeds. Maybe a sesame seed. That doesn't look, yeah, it looks a little off-putting at first. You kind of to like parse through that. Let's see, sesame seed, subscription prices, could be rates, non-recurring payment, could be a one-time fee. It's different from randomness mathematically. This would be chaos and the chaos theory. I remember first hearing about chaos theory and the Titus string theory when I was an undergraduate. Very confusing. It was like just putting like 30 dribbling basketballs out there at once to see what happens to them. I mean, really crazy stuff. A whole bunch could be a heap. And pasta shaped similar to ziti. I guess we're talking about band name. Lifeguard skill would be CPR. All right. So I think we do have a pog here. Cool is pog, I guess. Yeah. Despite its name, it's not alcoholic. I think we're talking about ginger ale. Fish that can be 12 feet long. Wow, that still blows me away. 12-foot long eel. I mean, oh. Pineapple and cranberry for 2 in New York City would be stations. Toy Story antagonist Sid. Wouldn't be able to point him out, her out, whomever out in a lineup. I know, because the grid has taught me that Sid. Beyonce song titled Put a Ring on It. I think this is Single Ladies. Needing a 34-inch inseam, maybe. I guess we're shooting for tall, and I don't know because my inseam's a 32, and I'm 5'10". I don't consider myself tall since I'm the average height. When I was in high school, I was the same height as I am now, but then the average height was 5'8", and I felt like a pretty tall dude. Not anymore. 12-year-old girls will walk up to you. 6'3". It's not a problem. I don't care. Good on you. Short people live longer anyway. Leave me alone. Horror character known as the Mistress of the Dark. And I do believe we're talking about Elvira. And British natural historian Attenborough. And that would be David. Big fan. Big fan. Adroit? No, we're not doing the French. We're going to do the English. Adroit. Maybe deft. Blank Bunin 33 no. Oh, I think that's Ivan. Bunin. It's badly in need of a pick me up. Okay. Cellular data plan. Okay, that might be DNA, and if that's a very clever one, if that is indeed it, that's a very cool one, isn't it? Common things in processed foods, and I can only assume we're shooting for additives. And yeah, maybe a sty. I didn't even think about the sty end of that. So a video game in which users build tools from raw resources, and I'm assuming this is Minecraft. I mean, I've seen it, never played it. Shut again as a gate. Could be to re-latch. Created unpleasant driving conditions in a way maybe sleeted. Lean to one side. List maybe? One option in a subscription service. Okay, there's a tier. I almost said tiers a while ago for the rates. That's so strange. Yeah, I was almost like, oh no, it'd probably be rates. You know, understand, maybe get. Okay. Live, be unchill. How about to thaw? Okay, so dwell could be to live. Blank paneer, classic vegetarian Indian dish. Sak paneer. You know, I really need to find my friend Krishna. Next time he comments on the channel, I have to ask him if he's got a good recipe for saag paneer. I'll probably have to find a way to make that keto or something. But yeah, I'm all about it. He gave me the best recipe for dosas ever. Ooh, so good. The chutney with the coconut, man, was so good. Aesthetic associated with classical literature and vintage fashion, and that would be dark academia. And I kind of embrace it. I really do. I mean, there's nothing like that whole period there. Bauhaus and, the whole Art Deco thing. I mean, the whole 1920s and 30s, part of the 40s, really just beautiful, beautiful stuff. The Gothic, the architecture, the dark suits. It's really good stuff. I like it. A verb in each of the first 3 sentences of the Gettysburg Address. So I guess maybe are. Guess actress Falco, Edie Falco of The Sopranos. And liner notes. Okay, liners in an ocean liner. How about a sea shanty? Clever one there, Malaika. Or is it Malaika? I don't know. If you check this out, you should write me a note and let me know when we can do an interview. That way I can learn how to pronounce your name. I think it'd be awesomeness. Malaika sounds pretty cool. Malaika sounds cool too, but it's your name. Let me know how to pronounce it. Beats it, maybe scrams. Insta post could be a pic. You ought to see my Shotzi stuff on Instagram. She's got some cool stuff. She just walks around in nature and talks about like sunlight and diet and exercise and energy and feeling good and loving everything and being a nice person. And like I'm kind of hooked on all that. I'm now like going, oh, that's so sweet. She's kind of hot. I wish I could get to know. Oh, wait a minute. I'm married to her. Got it. Never mind. A little rest. How about a nap? I cannot handle this right now. I'm done. I don't know. Group of whales could be a pod. They form when snow melts and refreezes, and these could be ice dams. Is this a D? I mean, it's still long. Squad that trains athletes for the pros. And that's a feeder team. It took me a minute to remember. My kid brother wanted to do that really badly. He figured, it'd be a minimum of $656,000 a year, which is what you get for playing in the pros at the bottom level. And he thought I could do the feeder team for 3 or 4 years and he'd just be set for life. It probably would have been. He invested well for sure. Por supuesto. Of course, in Spanish. Claro que sí. Roman Empire invader. Okay. A lot of them. Let's see what we got here. I cannot. Okay, so I'm done. That would be 2 eyes. Teen drama that revolves around the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite. And I think this is Gossip Girl. Have I ever seen Gossip Girl? No, I have not. I've read a lot about it. It's constantly being mentioned in all sorts of media. And I feel like, sure. Got it. Goth. Ring in many Renaissance paintings. And I'm thinking about a halo. ID whose lowest possibility is 001, 001, 001, and I guess we're talking about a social security number. And what a terrible affliction. Can you imagine being given 001, 001, 001 as your social security number? I would want to tell the whole world that I was the one with this social security number, but you can't. Talk about something you could never really even brag about, be boasting about, proud of. You could never say a thing, just to your spouse and your parents. And they get tired of hearing it. Good morning, sweetheart. Good morning, my love. Did I mention lately that I have a social security number of 001, 001, 001? She'd be like, would you just shut up about it? That, you couldn't get any fun out of that. I don't know. Fruit that can be used to add highlights to your hair. How about a lemon? A Zitrone here in Germany. Iranian money would be reals. They're the subject of more than 200 million catalogs a year. And I'm assuming IKEA's. Unless there's an idea catalog. There could be. I don't know. Race Peta Endgame Grace's life shanty. Okay, making sure okay. Ingredient that resembles soil and dirt pudding could be an Oreo cookie. So I cannot handle this right now. So done, not I'm done. Got it. Stand corrected. Command that initiates a chase. Go fetch. Sit, Upu, sit. Good dog. Captivate, maybe to engage. And shape of a charm that Simone Biles wears on a necklace. I guess it's this, the goat. Wild cats whose name comes from Nahuatl and needs to be ocelot. So how do we do, Bob? Oh, and we do. You know, Malaika, Handa, you have created a challenging but extremely, to borrow your word here, engaging grid. It really kept us kind of moving along at a nice little trot. We weren't getting into canter. Oh, that's right. Well, I was thinking in the future, we got some goodies to end our videos with starting tomorrow. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Be a surprise. So, but yes, it was a captivating, it was an engaging grid. It was very clever. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty sure Shotzi and I both agree that the cellular data plan would be DNA. That is probably the coolest thing you got in here, right? I mean, now don't get me wrong, por supuesto is a beautiful thing to hear. Remember, you know, I don't have to always just say, yeah, CC, I can say por supuesto. I mean, I get it, but this is really cool. It's a wonderful, wonderful grid. What a delightful construction. So well done. And really now I can think is Sag Paneer. Hopefully I can get something out of Krishna on that. But we'll bring down our Benir Dadu. Malaika, brava, beautiful, beautiful puzzle. And so, again, my name is Christopher. I'm so glad you were here to do this. We got some really cool stuff starting tomorrow. Well, maybe cool. Depends on if you like this sort of thing. We'll find that out. The best part is at the end of the video, you don't have to keep watching if you don't. But nevertheless, we'll start that this weekend and maybe Sunday. I don't know. I'll try to get on it tomorrow. But in the meantime, just have a fantastic Friday night. Go out and have dinner or something, or whatever you want to do. Just pour a glass of whatever it is that makes you happy, right? Sit down and knock out that puzzle and start your weekend right. Until we see you tomorrow, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, que tengas unos lindos días, masalama. Annyeonghaseyo, henlapkai. Be well out there. Be nice to strangers, and always remember, those people you meet with those thick foreign accents that are so hard to understand could be just like my little German Oma. They're just trying to make it in a different world, and they're very brave individuals for even trying in the first place, when they don't even have the currency to spend the lingua franca. Be well out there. We'll see you on tomorrow. Cheers.